Not every secret in nature announces itself loudly. Some birds can do something most people associate only with mammals. For this male, color is not decoration. It is a signal.
A second presence changes the meaning of every movement. Courtship is quiet here, but the stakes are the next generation. Her approach turns display into decision. Before there is a nest, there is trust measured in inches. Their next task will be less graceful, but far more important.
Some birds hide their strangest secrets in plain sight. Before any egg exists, the challenges of building a nest in this canopy are evident. Every movement has a purpose. In this quiet exchange, the first threshold is crossed without a sound.
For a moment, the performance gives way to watchfulness. The bond is not formed in a rush. It begins as a careful pause.
Now the secret life of this bird becomes a partnership. Their next choice will decide where the cycle can continue. The display is over. Now the pair begins a quieter test of partnership. The Nicobar pigeon is gathering materials from the forest floor. Its mate watches attentively from the ground.
Together they build the nest, a testament to their bond in the vibrant rainforest.
For a Nicobar pigeon, beauty is not the rule of construction. Enough is the rule. Together we build, strand by strand, a shelter under the canopy. The bond of partnership creates the foundation.
Building a nest requires cooperation, even if it appears imperfect at first. Though the nest looks weak,
nature's imperfections are met with steady resolve, creating a functional place for new life. Despite the apparent
each twig is placed with purpose, each move a sign of the growing bond. Though inefficient, their efforts are shaping.
Though fragile, this platform holds as a testament to the bird's care and instinct. The nest.
Nature often builds with the simplest tools, yet each act of creation is purposeful.
here the entire future of the pair has been reduced to one pale egg. A nest this sparse makes protection feel less like shelter and more like vigilance.
Before incubation can begin, every movement has to be negotiated around the egg. From above, the nest looks almost unfinished, yet this is where the vigil begins. In this open cradle, protection begins with patience. Now the male moves into the role that will define the next stretch of days. The egg disappears beneath him, not hidden from the story, but protected by it. Incubation may look still, but here it is constant care. For now, the shell remains whole, but beneath it, stillness is beginning to change. The parents maintain a shared vigil over their newly hatched chick in the heart of the forest.
After days of shared warmth, the stillness begins to change.
The first crack is small, but it changes the work of both parents. The shell gives way, revealing the newborn. A fragile life enters the world. Watch closely as it emerges. Inside the shell, the chick must do most of the breaking itself. The story shifts into a surfacing hidden eye. As the shell cracks open, the once hidden mystery of bird milk begins to surface.
The newborn struggle.
The fragile chick rises, weak but determined, as its parents guide the way forward. The parents remain close. The chick clears the remnants of the shell. its first step into a larger world, supported by its parents.
The parents take turns inspecting the chick, a ritual of care in these fragile early moments. Each parent
The chick has just hatched, but it's not yet strong enough to eat solid foods like the parents.
Now the parents must shift instantly from incubation to care.
At this age, the chick cannot handle seeds or fruit.
The food comes from a place most people never think about, the crop. This is crop milk, a rich secretion that keeps the newborn alive.
The nest looks fragile, but for this brief moment, it is enough.
The first meal is almost invisible, yet it is the difference between weakness and survival. The chick remains fragile, still dependent, but its body begins to change rapidly.
The chick's body grows stronger, but it still relies on its parents for food. With its first juvenile
As the chick grows, the nest feels increasingly small, but its instincts are starting to take over. With its new
the chick's gaze shifts beyond the nest, its curiosity growing as it grows stronger. Strength grows.
The nest once felt like a home, but now it's a threshold to something larger. The soft down begins to give way to the first signs of a stronger body. Strength arrives quietly, first as balance, then as curiosity. The nest that once protected it is beginning to feel small.
The wings are not ready for flight, but they are no longer still. Color begins as a whisper, a hint of the dull shape still far ahead.
Now the body begins to rehearse what instinct already knows. It is not flight yet, but the nest has heard the first argument for leaving.
For the first time, the chick holds itself upright without collapsing back into the nest.
The nest is no longer its whole world. Now every sound beyond it becomes an invitation.
The wings that once trembled for balance now begin testing the air itself. Each stretch makes the weak nest feel smaller.
The first leap is not graceful. It is a decision made before the body feels ready.
A short flight is enough to change the story. The nest becomes a place behind it. Independent, the juvenile taking its first flight, with the adults present at the start.
At this age, the body is ready before the instinct feels certain. The story shifts into examining a new de-escalation.
The story shifts into hitting a practical obstacle beat of the escalation phase. One step further, a first flight often begins with something smaller, a hop, a correction, a lesson from the air. The story shifts.
The parent does not lead the leap. It simply holds the boundary, close enough to guard, far enough to let go.
The wings stretch further, yet the hesitation remains. The leap marks the start of something new.
The young pigeon embraces the challenge, but the journey is far from smooth. Suspended between two worlds, the leap taken, the young pigeon now faces the unknown. Each flap of the wings brings it closer to true freedom. Caught in the balance between safety and freedom, the final test approaches. The leap remains uncertain, but the need to grow is For the first time, the forest is no longer below it. It is all around it.
Flight begins as balance, not strength.
The next test is not to fly farther, but to stop safely.
It is not graceful, but it is enough.
The boundary of the nest has been crossed.
After its first flight, the young pigeon now steps forward into a broader world, ready to forge its path. The journey.
Each step signifies the young pigeon's growth, now confidently moving through its environment. The forest is no longer. Navigating the forest now feels like a part of the young bird's daily routine, no longer an obstacle. Every decision.
The young pigeon, approaching maturity, pushes off and glides toward the second branch, finding its grip with minimal slip. Now, the first flight must become something more practical, movement with purpose. For the first time, no parent guides the choice.
Independence begins with small decisions made without comfort nearby. Continue from scene 81.
The forest is generous, but it is not simple. Each careful peck is practice for a life beyond the nest.
The same beak once searched for crop milk. Now it works the forest alone.
Now the lesson is no longer flight. It is survival, measured in small, confident choices. Independence arrives quietly, not as a dramatic leap, but as the ability to feed, choose, and continue alone. From courtship to a fragile nest, to one egg and one impossible beginning, the cycle has carried forward. This is where the story ends for one bird and quietly begins for the forest again. In time, another display